Does your C10 sound like this when you're cruising down the highway? Let's fix that. So we just bought some new weather strips and added that to the list. Pulled this one out. Came out with these. For the most part, it's fairly clean. A little bit of glue residue, but it just came right out. Do have, let's see. Sorry, I'm on a tripod here. Got a couple of rust spots here and here and here. We're gonna get those cleaned up around through there. And probably put some asphalt on them, hit them with a little bit of paint. Then we're going to start adding those in. Then they also came with these new strips inside and out. And I don't know what else. I think it's actually got these too. But we'll see, because this is kind of pretty crusty right there. That's not in good condition. I may need new wing. I need new wing windows. Let's just say that. I'm not touching those for now. Those are going to get like taped on the outside so they don't leak. I hate that because I want to use them. But, you know, I got vents. Those are going to be awesome. No air in this puppy. All right, we'll come back after we get her cleaned up. So I did come in here and clean that up a little bit. A little phosphoric acid on it. Let it do its thing. Watch this. That crumbled. So it's got new with it. And I did not get the wing window because I was not going to replace it until I replaced the wing windows. Right now, I just want to get this puppy on the road. It looks like I got to take door panel off. To get to all this stuff. So we'll work on that. So we got these outside strips out, and you'll see these slots here. Slots here, there, one there, there, and there. And on the back side, you got all those clips. So you just prime up. Boom, they pop out. On the back of the door card, they're very similar. They just push up into it. So that should be pretty easy. We're going to get moving on some of this. So on the interior door card, it's got this row of clips. I just took a screwdriver in here. Wait a minute. It's hard to do this with two hands. I just took a screwdriver in there and bent those tabs out, all of them. So that should let me go through and peel that all out. Man, it's hard to do and hold the camera. You get the point. Bend this clip out. Then you may bend those tabs out and it'll pull apart. And the new ones, that's the outside. Yeah, new ones just go back in, just clip back in. Should be easy. Not super happy with the fit on this one I did get in. I had to trim just a tickle off the metal on the bottom to get this so that the clips would all line up, but I don't like that gap. Now, if the window's open or shut, then that might be okay. This particularly back here does not fit all that well. I may end up kind of trimming that tip back so I can get that up in there, or heating it, bending it, I don't know. I'd like it to fit more like that. Maybe we shoot some silicone in there. It was a cheap kit, and at this point right now, I don't care. I just want to try and make it, seal it up. So they'll eventually probably get replaced again. Not that I like doing things twice, but sometimes that's what it takes. Because eventually this truck will probably get painted, and that'll all probably come out, but maybe not. We'll see. That's it for now. I'm going to keep going. So we took these channels out here, the old stuff. You know, this is old. This is how it came out. Up here, the top was easier to get, but once you got in here, that channel goes all the way down to about here. And it's very difficult to get to. I actually used a combination of flathead screwdriver, paint scraper, through the access hole as best I could get. And then I took a paint scraper and I ground this edge fairly thin where I could go inside this access hole and this access hole, bicep deep, about shoulder over here. Put this in the channel and just dig all that out of there. It took a little bit of time, but I got it out. So now I have sprayed down in the channel here with a dry lube with PTFE. And I also sprayed down this channel, which goes all the way down to about here. And I'm going to start basically feeding this all the way through until I get up to this corner up here. And we'll pound the corner in. There's a pin here that goes in a hole here. And then there's a piece of tape on this one. The good ones I see have a metal hook that goes in a hole up in there. This one doesn't have that. It's just got a piece of 3M tape. And it's supposed to, I guess, stick up on here. I cleaned that. So I'm going to feed all this through and see if I can get this around. All right, so we got it in. Fits nice all around. I used, again, the PTFE down in there to help slide it in. I did have to loosen this because it's wiggling it around. My glass got on the outside of this track. So I had to finagle that back in there and get the glass back in and then put the channel in. So here's also a good time to lubricate. I use white lithium grease on these spots. On the gear behind here, you can kind of see it. Probably not in the camera, maybe. There's the tip of it. Get some white lithium on that. Up in this track, on the pivots. And when you get her down, I got some in here. And then down in this track as well. Just a little spritz of white lithium. Helps everything operate a little smoother. It'll be a little bit tight. One, I got it jacked up, so I'm in a weird position. But they're still not super happy with the gap on that. I'll play with it a little bit, but the gap there's good. The gap all there is good. Also a good time when you have, before you put this back in, clean your glass down here. Bunch of crap on there. I took a razor blade and glass cleaner on both sides, got that cleaned up. And I think that's going to get it for me. You know, I've got bad spots in the vent windows, which I'm not replacing right now. These are not cheap. I will fix those somehow, just to keep these areas from leaking and bleeding noise. I'll figure that out later. But right now there's one done. I've got the weather strip on the inside felt, so we'll put that door panel on and that'll finish this up. So now we're putting in the weather stripping around. I'm going to start down here out of the way of this area so I don't, you know, knock that loose getting in and out of the truck or whoever. That just press fits. Punch it in the corners. Get it up in there tight. And I did put, I cleaned up the edges, put phosphoric acid where the little bit of rust was. Clean that up. There's no weather stripping needed for this. It's just press fit. You may need a mallet at some points, but it's going in there pretty easy. And I'm going to have nice new sealed up doors and windows after this. Make sure you get tight in the corners so it doesn't gap out on you later. And another tip I saw, really you want to see a good video on this. LMC Truck's got one. I think it's Dave Welch. I like his videos. He does pretty good. But instead of cutting this flush off here, I'm going to go about an inch beyond. There's a piece of metal in there, so you're going to take some snips. The rubber can cut with a blade, but take a piece of snips and we'll go about an inch beyond, pull those up and mate them together. I guess these shrink up over time. I want to keep that. You never know what you can use that for. We'll pull these two up. Kind of mate them together, push them down together, and maybe they'll stay. All right, that's pretty good. Got nice and tight in there. Let's see how she closes. Yeah, she's going to stick out far. Of course, that's going to have to, you know, settle in some. Here we go. Nice tight seal. That will loosen up over time, I'm sure. Now I'm going to do the other side, but that's it. Just repeat. Thanks for watching.